idea that Nigeria loses millions of barrels of oil in a week is preposterous. It's absolutely preposterous. How does that happen? It takes 2 weeks to load a super tanker. It takes 2 weeks, 2 crying weeks, to load a super tanker with about 2 million plus barrels of oil at an oil terminal. It takes 2 weeks to load it. In those 2 weeks, all security agents are blind, deaf, and dumb for those 2 weeks that it takes to load the oil, Nigeria oil, into the super tanker. No wonder the nations of the world don't take us seriously. How is that possible? The only source of income, oil is our only source of income in Nigeria. And the only source of income is being stolen by people in authority. And they are turning back to tell us that the oil is being stolen. We have military. We budget money for defense. We have a lot of sophisticated armory. And then security agents are not able to monitor 2 weeks time that it takes to load a particular barrel at the oil terminal and then take it, sell it to other nations. Nations of the world are making so much money from oil. When Joe Biden became president of America, he stopped America from drilling oil, which Donald Trump had introduced, that we need to drill our own oil to be oil sufficient. They said no, because of climate change. Joe Biden said no, we don't want to drill oil. Other OPEC countries have made trillions from their oil sales. Saudi Arabia is oil rich. Even Iran is making so much sale from oil after the embargo on them was lifted by the Joe Biden administration. Is it embargo? What do they call that thing they did to them? Anyway, I'll remember soon. So after that was lifted, they are selling oil and making so much money from oil. Even Libya, nation at war, they're selling oil. When Libya have the internal crisis like civil war every day, Sudan, they're selling their oil. They're making so much money from oil. It's only in Nigeria that you hear that oil is being stolen. Stolen by who? By people in government. They sell it, they steal the money. The economy of the people. The only thing we use to make money, and then we want to pray that the Naira value will appreciate. Naira value cannot appreciate as long as the forex exchange from sale of oil is not going directly into the coffers of the Nigerian government. It's not going directly into our coffers. It's going into private pockets. Private pockets. Oh my. You know, when I see that even Christians support evil administrations in Nigeria, they say, oh, well, you know, for the reason that maybe is related to them, is from their tribe, is, you know, well, no, he can do well, he can do better. He's a good politician. He understands politics. People are dying. We're talking about lives. People are dying. Nigerians never ever used to commit suicide. It was never our thing. But suicide is rampant daily in Nigeria. Now you have money in Nigeria, you go to a hospital, you can't get a good treatment because the good doctors and the good nurses have left Nigeria. Anesthetics is something very, very important in surgery, because when you give too much anesthesia, the person dies from there. We lost 400 anesthetists in just 1 year in Nigeria. We lost them. The experienced hands, we lost them. Experienced doctors, we lost them. Because of all this stealing by people in government. The throne is established in righteousness. If there is no righteousness, no rule of law, no conscientious administration, no morality at all, no integrity. When all those things are missing, a nation collapses. One of the reasons people run to developed world is that at least there's a measure of integrity in governance. Look at the United Kingdom. They are still investigating why the government made mistakes during COVID. Why they made mistakes and people died. But the number of people died in Nigeria from suicide, from starvation, and from insecurity is more than the people that died during COVID in Western nations. Every day people are being slaughtered. Every day people are being slaughtered. But the people in government are busy stealing, planning how they're going to steal the next one, planning how they're going to loot the next one. That's all they do daily in their offices, planning how to loot, how to steal. And the nation is crumbling and crumbling and crumbling and crumbling. And some Christians, ministers who should know, and saying, no, nothing is wrong. The man is good. He will do something for us. Where is the something he's doing for us? God said to Ezekiel in the Bible, say, can these bones live? Ezekiel saw bones in the valley, dead people's bones. Say, do you think these bones can live again? Ezekiel said to the Lord, thou knowest. God said, begin to command it to live. Ezekiel began to speak, and the bones joined together. They sprang up, flesh came upon them, and they became life again. That's the story of Israel. Israel was almost annihilated during the Holocaust, completely. But Israel lived again. Israel had their own nation in 1948, and today they belong to the first world. Their technology is awesome. It's beyond, anything other countries can ever do. The Ezekiels of Nigeria that would speak to God and say, God, let my nation live again. Let life come back. They are busy meddling. They are busy supporting. And, 5 and 6, they're like 5 and 6, as they say, with the politicians. Yes, they are like this with the politicians. They are together with politicians. They support evil. So how can they be able to speak? How would they be able to speak and say, Nigeria, live again? These bones must live again. How can they command life to the bones of Nigeria to live again when they are completely compromised? Completely compromised with thieving politicians. They can't speak up against evil anymore, against the stealing, against the unnecessary killings of precious human beings that Jesus died for. They can't speak up against it because, their mouth is filled with the proceeds of corruption. They can't open their mouth. When you eat, your mouth is so full, you can't talk. Their mouth is so full with the proceeds of stolen wealth, the people's stolen wealth. So they can't speak. There are no Ezekiels anymore that can command Nigeria to come back to life because everybody has compromised. How does a nation go from this to this? May God help us. Well, I just want to appeal to you to kindly subscribe to my channel. Click the subscribe button. Hit the like button. It helps. The like button, and please make your comments. Thank you so much for watching. It's the Jessica Brimer channel. I'm Evangelist Jess Brimer. Appealing to you, please make peace with your God. Make peace with your God. Jesus is coming soon. These days, everybody knows what is right and what is wrong. It's not just enough for people to be quoting scriptures to anybody. People you're quoting scriptures to can quote the scriptures back to you. Even the devil can quote scriptures. But the only difference is when you allow these scriptures to touch your heart, to change your heart, and you become more like Christ daily, you live holy. When you do something bad, your spirit, man, your conscience will tell you you're doing something bad. Yes. Let's repent. Let's retrace our steps. Let's have a change of heart. Thank you so much. God bless you richly.